What is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of The Fade and the End. I'm your host, as always, Steven Rychel, being joined by the big man, and just the big man today is the one, the only, Mr. Ben Troupe. Ben, how are we feeling today, my friend?
Listen, Steven, they still haven't got the memo to kick us off these airways because I said, if you kick us off, everybody got to go. So if we got to go, everybody, all of them. No, man, it's always a pleasure to be on with you for another episode, sir.
It's always fun catching up with. There's always stuff to talk about in the sports,
yes,
regardless if it's
people
of our own personal team, the national news. We got lots and lots and lots to talk about.
Yes.
But before we get into that, as always, on every episode here on The Fan in the End is brought to you by Fight Wax. Fight Wax is the ultimate skincare defense for athletes in all active lifestyles. Helps treats cuts, swelling, scrapes, and abrasions, rejuvenates and restores stressed skin. Customers have used for soreness, stiffness, and recovery. Designed for athletes of all active lifestyle. Provides an ultra silky, non-greasy feel. Deep hydration for everyday skincare, helps fight dry skin. Customers have used for skin disorders such as eczema and psoriasis. And guys, when you are going to Fight Wax, make sure you use that code STF15FW. Get 15% off your order. Treat that skin. Treat that skin, my friends. It's the only one you ever get. But not going to get right into the AJ nonsense yet because, me and you both probably have a lot to unpack when we get there. Because there's several different stories inside of that story. But about a year ago, we had a former Eagle, former Miami Hurricane on Christy Jones, right? We were having a conversation about the coaching and stuff like that. And he said here that he felt that John Gruden gave up on Randall Cunningham way too soon. Well, here's the thing about that, Ben, is they talked to John Gruden about that recently, about his time with. And what did John Gruden say? That he screwed it up. That he admits to making mistakes when it came to how he was coaching Randall Cunningham. How he went about his time there with Randall. Obviously, once you get out of a situation like that, obviously you can take notes what I could have done better, what he could have done better, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it just shows you really the type of person that John is, that he's like, I messed that up. Even further, like it doesn't show in that quote because I read what was actually said, like didn't use Randall's strengths to the best of his ability, was trying to make him a pocket passer. Mm-hmm. Can't do that to a talent like Randall Cunningham.
No.
And there is ways to kind of do it within the scheme that you're doing. Like, hey, like I don't want you to just pull the ball down and just start running because we're doing. You design things off of that on top of it. Like, yeah, there's going to be times things break down and Randall's going to have to ad-lib things. But if you give him the opportunity and scheme your way into a thing that gets all the guys running downfield and having Randall come and run behind that in that day and age would have been lethal. If John would have just taken 2 minutes and just put that ego and pride and everything you've been taught aside, because sometimes those are your best coaches, right? The guys that know be like, listen, I got a stone cold killer behind center, and he can hurt people with his legs. Let's see if 2 or 3 times a game we can catch this defense sleeping, cheating on some go routes, and then have Randall eat him up for 10, 15, 20 yards underneath him. So what does it say to you when you see John Gruden basically said, I messed up my time with Randall Cunningham? What does that make you feel?
It says a lot about, as a person that got coached under John Gruden in 2008, his last year with the Bucks before he went into Monday Night Football commentating. Then he went to the Raiders. It says a lot about him because it says a lot about him from two ways. One, as a coach, he's saying, dude, I had who everybody wanted. Like if you're a quarterback's coach, you're thinking, if I just had a dude that got legs, that got arms, that got athleticism, that got improvision. They got IQ. They got the pocket awareness. He had that times 20, and I'm the one that trying to make him fit something. Like, dude, he ain't these statues. He just looks. He fits the bill because 6'3", 6'4". But here's another thing I got to give him. As a man, he's admitting fault publicly. Like, I was wrong. Randall still was the player he was in spite of me. Like, that's how good he was. Like, in spite of, because I don't think Randall Cunningham wanted to do all the antics. He was saying, dude, y'all don't know what I got to deal with this dude. Y'all see the sound bites. Y'all see the mic'd up, and I think John Gruden should have his LLC should be called Mic'd Up. This dude was built how he is naturally. But you see what John Gruden is. John Gruden is a football junkie. John Gruden is a guy that loves football, loves quarterbacks. And I think he looked back on it now, he's saying, talking to all, because John Gruden get to talk to all the quarterbacks that's coming into the league.
Yep. I think he's like the coach guru of the quarterbacks. I got you.
But I think these quarterbacks over the years, you talk about Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. He's saying, dude, like, y'all remind me so much of Randall. Like, some of y'all got some of the quality. Some of y'all got a little more. But he's saying, hey, Randall, what he's really saying is, Randall, I'm sorry. Dude, I was young. You were young. We were very alpha male guys that didn't want to budge. Randall, you worked extremely hard to be in this position. I worked extremely hard to get to this position. And because neither one of us wanted to bend, it's like, all right, I'm going to respect you, John, but I'm going to play my way when I get out there. And John Gruden is saying what a lot of people don't want to say, and man, what if? What if I would have just let him be? Like, I'm saying, Randall, I'm going to take what you do and I'm going to add to it. I'm not trying to take what you do and say, well, do that later. I want you to do this. I give John Gruden, and I'm pretty sure, Randall Cunningham is like a preacher now. I think Randall Cunningham, man, lost his child. I think he drowned or something like that. Randall Cunningham has overcome a lot.
His daughter's a track star at college at somewhere. I forget where.
I give John Gruden a lot of credit. He is a football offensive guru. This dude if you're breaking down tape and you don't even have a job, like, hey, what are you doing today, John? I'm breaking down cover two beaters that I want to. It's like he loves it. But yeah, I give John Gruden a lot of credit, man. I mean, he's a really, 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 really good offensive minded coach. I just think that, you know how it is, Steven, if young Steven gets presented with opportunities he got now, back then, we can squander them because we so young, we don't know what we got. We very ego. Listen, my ego is very big. My pride is even bigger. Who you think you're talking to? I'm not doing nothing. And then you get older and realize, probably could have handled that a little bit differently, but timing is everything. But I give John a lot of credit. He said he was sorry. Not saying he hasn't done it privately, which I'm pretty sure he has. But to say, yeah, I screwed that up, that says a lot about him.
I mean, I think it's bigger to do it publicly than privately. Privately, it's just between you and him. Publicly, it's for everyone and him. So, it's a big thing. I kind of agreed with Chris when he said that. But here's the other side of it. You don't get the love that you have for Rodney Peete right now if he does.
Facts.
If he does coach the Frog, so you're in your catch-22 because I think a lot of people, loved Rodney the 2 years he was there, even though he wasn't able to stay healthy. Injury kind of got him out, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if you even heard this one, right? Did you see Troy Aikman was on Travis and Kelsey's and Jason Kelsey's podcast? I saw a couple of viral clips. It might not be the one you're gonna say. I saw a couple. So did you see the one where Andy Reid was calling Troy Aikman in the middle of a broadcast, trying to get him to come in for a workout for the Eagles in '99?
Really?
That he's explaining the story like he was calling a game. Donovan had his injury, right? And I guess Andy didn't want to go with A.J. Feely, Coy Detmer, all that other stuff. So he was he asked Troy, he was kicking the tires on it if he would come out of retirement, for the next 8 weeks or whatever it was at that point in time, and quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, in this what if world,
wow,
what if Troy said yes? How would do you know the vitriol that would have been coming out of Eagles fans at least the first few days before he took
it would have been. I'm trying to. That it says a lot.
I don't think it's a comparable situation either.
It's not. But let me tell you what Andy Reid did. Andy Reid knew that he would consider it. He got to consider it. I'm not saying he's gonna say yes, but here's the thing, right? He's probably behind the scenes telling the GM at the time, hey, what about Troy Aikman? Man, I'm not going to call Troy Aikman, man. I'm going to call him. Andy, I am going to call him because I want to make – you know how you hear the phrase out? You know how you hear the phrase, Steve? I'm going to make him tell me no. I'm going to make him tell me no. Well, because once again, we're men, right? And he was like, number one, it says how much respect I got for Troy. It shows how much respect and how much respect I got for the Eagles. I don't want time, man. I don't want a fill-in. I want a guy who won, but I think he said no for this reason. If Troy Aikman played for Washington, he would have said yeah. If he played for the Giants, he would have said yeah. The Dallas Eagles rivalry is because Troy. I'm not saying Troy had as much wherewithal. He like, dude, I could never live this. That why? Because
he'd have never been able to walk in Texas again. Not without armored guard.
Yeah, it's people don't. Nothing against these other divisions. The NFC North, the NFC East. They could do a documentary on it. It is serious, man. There are opposing fans that will come into the link. I'm like, dude, why you got to wear your jersey though? Cause I said, be careful, cause they did. Hey, but I respect Andy Reid for saying, look, I'm gonna make him tell me no, and Troy had to tell him no, but he shoot, man, at quarterback. Oh my God! I mean that. Okay, I'm gonna give you another one. What if you would ask? That ain't gonna be Andy Reid during the Tony Romo era. He not got hurt. He's no longer. He's in the booth. Y'all making a Super Bowl run. Hey, Tony, what? Man, can you Nick Foles this thing for the next month and a half? Nah, I respect it.
I always had a respect for Troy Aikman. That team made the playoffs that year, the season they were talking about. Wow. It would have made TV unbearable to watch. I'd have had to mute games. Honestly, because that's all they would have been talking about is Troy Aikman's a Philadelphia Eagle.
I mean, yeah, it's only.
I mean, obviously, what if world? Troy said no. He stayed.
Yeah, there are only three. There are only three. To me, there are only three Cowboys that had to say no. Troy got to say no. Emma got to say no. Or Michael Irvin got to say no. Because when people say, "Well, T.O.," I say, "Yeah, but T.O. wasn't a life. He wasn't." He played for Dallas, but it's not the same thing. Michael Irvin in green and white. Emmitt Smith in green and white.
It's bad enough we saw Emmitt Smith in freaking red.
Yeah, that Cardinal stuff. I said, like at that point, didn't Emmitt Smith rush for 2 yards in a game? I said, Emmitt, it's time to go home.
He didn't have his big hogs no more, man.
Yeah, man.
Nate Newton blocking for you. It's a different ball game.
And Allen is
but there was a reason why I brought that aspect of it up, because there was a question on the backside of it, and it is, what is your top 5 sports rivalries? Doesn't matter, college, pro, what major sport it is. I mean, even to the point that I thought it was funny when I pulled the list up. They had Dak Prescott versus the playoffs, and that's not
wow.
That's funny, but I mean, come on, man. Why are you taking shots at Dak, man? If Dak Prescott wasn't a Cowboy, Eagles fans wouldn't talk about him.
Pretty much.
So, For the most part, I can't disagree with the top three. You just maybe argue placement: Eagles, Cowboys, Yankees, Red Sox, Lakers, Celtics. I don't think you argue about the top three.
I mean, professional sports, I can't argue. I would not put Eagles. As far they talking about professional sports, or they just talking about all?
It's professional and collegiate.
Listen, the number one rivalry ever is Duke, North Carolina. It doesn't stop. Like, and this is what people don't know about.
Didn't they just do a commercial about the rivalry too?
And here's the thing. Okay, when you hear Tobacco Road, Duke and North Carolina are both on Tobacco Road. They're like 12 miles. They're on the same road, 12 miles apart. So you got, quote, the rich kids at Duke and the suburban kids, you know, in North Carolina, whatever they want to. Duke, North Carolina, so the Yankees, Red Sox. It's a beautiful rivalry. It's because you got the evil empire known as the Yankees. They are the evil empire. And you got the Red Sox, who they in Boston. So, you know, it's like you can hate them both. Like, can't stand Boston teams, can't stand the Celtics, can't stand the Red Sox, can't stand Boston College, right? Orioles, none of that. And then you got the Yankees. I think that's, to me, college rivalries are always going to be the rivalries for me because it's not necessarily based on who's won more national championships and things to that. It's Ohio State, Michigan is nasty. Like, they don't mix, man. There was a commercial back in the day that a Michigan dude and an Ohio State chick were like together. They was kissing. And it was like, without a college rivalry, this wouldn't be disgusting. Because that was disgusting to watch. Like, come on, man. You could have found anybody. Your lady go to Ohio State, you go to Michigan. Did you not vet this lady? Like, what are you doing?
You haven't seen the newer commercial, right? So it's a State Farm commercial, right? And you have guys gonna go meet the girlfriend's family. He's got his Duke basketball jersey on and pulls up to the family, and they're all wearing the North Carolina Blues.
Liz, oh yeah.
Close the door on them. Close the shade down that has the Tar Heel logo and all that.
My listen, in no particular order, my top 5 rivalries, and I'm gonna get biased, and I'm gonna give you the real number 1. Duke, North Carolina, number 1. Yankees, Red Sox. I got Florida versus Georgia. Cannot stand each other. Can't stand them. Ohio State, Michigan. Auburn versus Alabama. That's my top 5. But the number 1 rivalry in all the sports is Army versus Navy. It is Army versus freaking Army's. If you ask Army's war chant is beat Navy. Navy's is beat Army. Like, they don't say go Navy, go beat Navy, beat Army. They're like, that's the number 1.
Louis Alicia says Red Sox, Yankees rivalries 120 years old, goes past sports rivalries between cities and its people.
I
agree with that fact of it. That specific
Yankees Red Sox is a rivalry. I mean, you know, it's up there. I mean, you can say some of the best rivalries is a top 4 could be the NFC East in no particular order. Like, how you want to the Cowboys versus the Eagles versus the Giants. It's like that thing is crazy. That thing is. I had a guy tell me, what did he tell me? I had a guy talking about what about Cincinnati versus Cleveland? That's not a rivalry. That's hell on earth.
Dysfunctional family. That's what that is. That's a dysfunctional family.
I mean, but
because that's how that rivalry started, as a dysfunction in the family.
Listen, and the thing is, right? You know, people really the only difference in Cleveland and Cincinnati, man, is location. Man, they both in Ohio. It's misery. It is awful. Dexter Lawrence, you should be quiet, and you don't got to go over there. Oh, I want to get traded. Okay, how you feeling now? See, be quiet. But you got what you wanted, right? But you got to go to Cincinnati.
Well, no, he doesn't. If you think of it, this started over the contract. And he thinks that Cincinnati's going to pay him a contract?
Dexter. I mean, look, people.
He threw another one at us, right?
I mean,
India versus Pakistan in cricket.
Okay.
They will go to literal war over that, like literal war.
Okay. No. I mean, there are to me,
and we're not the only ones. Like, you look at,
you talk about
at European football. there are some real rivalries in there too.
I mean, the ones that I know about are like the Olympics sprints. When you talk about like Jamaica versus America in the sprints, both male and female, 4x1s, 4x4s, the 100-meter, 200-meter, stuff like that. I know you got some. Right. I mean, it used to be a rivalry. Cormier versus John Bones Jones, even though Cormier.
That wasn't a rivalry. That was an ass kicking. That wasn't no rivalry. John sent him out of the ring in tears. In tears, that's a grown man. That wasn't a rivalry.
Yeah, listen. Yasiel Puig, Madison Bumgarner, those are rivalry. Like, I don't like you, and I'm gonna hit you just so we can fight. You know, I mean, rivalries are so few and far between now, but you need that stuff, right? I need
rivalries are what makes sports as fun as
I need to not like you. I need to go into the game not like you already. You know, I mean, being from Georgia, I understood how big Florida, Georgia was, but when I got there, and let me say this about European football, soccer, football.
They're Eagles fans disguised as soccer fans. That's what they are.
I've heard.
That's what they are.
I've heard.
It's the only thing I can equate them to. That's how crazy they are.
I've heard it's so crazy. When opposing fans go to their rival's stadium, they will put the opposing fans in like a big. It's like they're in a cage. Like they got them awake because the fans will go crazy, and they let all the fans leave, get in your cars, go home. And once everybody's left, that's crazy. That's why.
I love this. I love this analogy right here. It's like Eagles fan had a fan with had a baby with a Raiders fan. That's a great freaking analogy.
Eagles,
bravo.
You know what Eagles fans are? Eagles fans are honest. They say, listen, we don't do a lot of lying around here. We don't patronize. We will boo Eagles. Ask Deshaun Watson. Ask LaShawn McCoy. You know, ask Javon Curse. Right? Ask Donovan McNabb. And the list goes on and on. If the Eagles aren't playing well, you're going to get booed in introductions. I don't care who you are. Ask Santa Claus what it's like to come to the link. Don't play that around here. So I love it though. I love the rivalries because it's what makes you become you when you start talking about, hey man, you come to the Eagles, you say, dude, so just to get this straight, we don't like Dallas. No, we don't like anybody, but we particularly Dallas, particularly Washington, yes, particularly New York. They'll say, is it the New York Giants or New York Jets? Well, the Jets on the real football team. So we're talking about the Giants. Oh, okay. It's like, yeah. Like, I mean, what's the big offensive tackle y'all used to have that used to go up against he's a politician now, used to go up against Michael Strahan. Oh man, what's his it's the big old offensive tackle. They used to have rivalries.
Oh, John Runyon. Runyon.
It's Runyon versus
John Runyon is in charge of enforcing fines in the NFL right now. That dirty mofo. Runyon is the craziest thing to think of in the world, right? John Runyon used himself as a human torpedo against a 49er defensive player in a game before. Just ran up in the pile and just dove at a head first like he's Juggernaut and this is a Marvel movie or something. That's the guy in charge of enforcing fines in the NFL right now.
I love it. You know what? Chad, this is what we want to do. Give us y'all top 5 rivalries, college, pro, and because the thing is, it's all about what you like. I'm not a big fan of soccer, but I know, Arsenal. You're talking about like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like
the problem is we don't follow it enough, so we can't say which rivalries is the best. But I will absolutely acknowledge that I believe the soccer fan rivalries is worse than any football fan rivalry.
It is. It's hard to
because if we're not knowledgeable on that fact, I can't tell you which clubs are the worst. So I'm going to continue like my top 5 is. I do not believe it is the Eagles and the Cowboys as number 1. I believe that's the Celtics and the Lakers.
Wow, yeah, it's up there. Yep.
Then Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees. Then it's Eagles Cowboys by default. It should be Eagles Giants as the bigger rivalry, but the vitriol comes out more for the Cowboys than it does the Giants, even though they're the bigger rivalry, right? It's gonna have to also go down to college football, and the last two are both college ones. It is Michigan, Ohio State, and it is Duke and North Carolina.
Oh yeah, Duke. I mean, the thing about it, North Carolina hasn't won a championship in a while. Duke hasn't won a championship in a while. You can't tell them that. I mean, like, man, I remember when Duke and North Carolina didn't make the tournament like 2 or 3 years ago, and people were like, what's going on with? I said, cuz man, it's like the Duke and the blue bloods in college basketball. Duke, North Carolina, UCLA, Kansas, Kentucky. Those are the bluest of the blue. But Duke, North Carolina, that is college. Somebody said North Carolina, they ain't really got the same. Stop it. North Carolina basketball, stop it. What you mean they ain't got the same? What are we doing? The Yankees ain't won a World Series since 2009. You can't tell them that. You can't tell Aaron Judge.
They stole that one from us. They stole that one from us. I'm still mad at 09. I'm still mad at 09. Man,
I'm telling you, baseball rivalries are real. They don't not enough bench clearing brawls that I would love to see. I need more. Not all the time. All the time. But I think it's good because look, the reason why I know I couldn't play baseball, you're not hitting me with a baseball and I'm just gonna run the first. No. You hit me, we scrapping. It ain't gonna last long anyway. And here's another thought. You are only allowed to grab, right, your teammates. You don't get to grab. Don't run out there from the other team grabbing me so I can't hit your teammate. I'm going to hit you. Get off me. He just hit me with a 98-mile-an-hour curveball, man. That hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's going to hurt if somebody hits you with a ball if it's going 10 miles an hour. This thing was going 90. I'm supposed to go, and then after the game, I got, my side is like swelling up. No. Every time a catcher catch a baseball, there was powder or whatever, dust coming out that freaking glove. And I want to know, does a catcher use the same glove all year long, or does it get worn out and you have to get a new one? They probably have to use more than one for the whole season. But yeah, I like.
Depends if you got like Randy Johnson throwing or something like that.
Randy Johnson obliterated a freaking bird. The bird was too close.
That poor dove. It was a dove too. It wasn't like a seagull or something. It was a dove.
If you ever want to know,
of all the birds, a dove.
That bird went to heaven. They're like, man, how you get here? I got hit by a baseball. How? Man, flying too low.
I was just flying through this stadium, hearing all this noise, and next thing I know, I just saw a white light.
All I heard was bam. Love the rivalries though. I am here for the rivalries.
I think I agree. I think they have like a rotation of of a few of them, like 3 or something like that they typically use. Some of them remember baseball players are superstitious. They may even have ones for specific pitchers that they work with.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think there's more than one. I don't think you can make one make it through a baseball season. It's just too many pitches. Just too many pitches. I will poke some fun at my Phillies though today because y'all Braves beating us in a series in Citizens Bank Park for like the first time in 5 years. Y'all ain't looking so bad this year, and we're looking like white hot garbage right now because guess what? They still can't hit the lefts. This lineup still can't hit lefties. The whole lineup.
It's the thing about the Phillies. Like the difference in the Phillies and the Mets is this: people expect the Phillies to figure it out, which they will. People would expect the Mets to Met. I don't care if it takes
Mets
the
lost
last
9 straight so far this season. 9 straight.
I mean, baseball is. Listen, the NL East is about as wacky as it gets when you talk about because it's like you talk about now. Next thing you know, listen, can't hit the broadside of a barn, and then you can't do this. Then you can't. The pitching ain't there. Then the bats ain't there. Then the defense ain't there. Then people say, "Oh, do you got to?" I don't like in baseball. They say, "Get rid of the manager," but you still got the same players. Get rid of him.
No, I agree. I think Rob Thompson's running scores. He was only supposed to be a stopgap after Girardi got sent out of here. Okay, let's be honest about that. And somehow endeared himself to the front office and the team. He's not making those difference making decisions, interactions that gets guys believing. And I don't think this team believes them anymore. So I would not be surprised if within the next month that Don Mattingly is the new.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
I still felt that was secretly the reason why they brought him in case in case Thompson didn't have a good start to the year, and it's very much here.
It's too many games. You guys got too many high-profile players. You got too good of a roster to let it go because they'll say, well, what game should we have let him? We should have let him go. It's like a gazillion games, man. We should let him go 20 games ago. We could have been because they'll look at them statisticians and what we could have done. They'll say we still got to go up against left-handed pitchers. Yeah, but what in baseball, which is all about momentum, you make the right change at the right time, and the momentum shifts. Hey, I mean, it's luck, superstition. Could be a part of it as well. But baseball, like you said, Steven, when you talk about baseball, you start saying to yourself, I can't let a team get so far out that all we're doing all year is trying to catch them. Like we spent all season trying to catch these guys, and then baseball is the wackiest sport ever. With all the games they play, it'll still come down to the last 3 games of the season. How? It just happens that way. Like it's just, hey man, they're a game and a half out. The Mets they just met it like 2 weeks ago. They're done. I can't stand New York media. The Mets, they got this guy be trolling everybody. Yeah, I know I say this every year, but this is the year for the Mets. You don't know. Mike Piazza don't believe that. Like, no. The Mets finally thought, when you thought the Mets were going to finally win, they got beat by Kansas City. The Royals said, no, you're not doing it. And I don't want to hear about the Subway series. The only Subway series, right, in New York, right, is taking the Subway. The Mets are the Clippers of New York. They are the littlest of the little brothers you will ever see. When they had all them superhero looking pictures, right? What happened? Nothing. All of them gone. What's the guy they call the Dark Knight? They called him the Dark Knight. He ain't doing anything.
And then Wheeler's here. Wheeler's here in Philadelphia. We got the gem out of all of them, if you ask me.
Yeah, no one.
What is it? Jacob deGrom.
Yeah.
All them guys. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You talk about wasting talent. You couldn't win with deGrom? What? Really? Change. So yeah, they're not gonna let your Phillies got way too many really, 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 really good players. Some of them are still some of the faces of the MLB.
I'm saying about when you get Walker out of the starting rotation and Wheeler gets back in there, you should kind of normal out on the pitching side of things. But the bats still got to wake up. You still got to hit.
Yep, they will. They'll
this has been the same problem they had the last few years, and it's just you can't continue to go down this road. You really can't. And it's not that I don't like Rob Thompson. Just sometimes you have to have a different voice in there.
Yeah,
they just get to the point. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do to them, whatever. They've toned you out. Your voice isn't carrying weight, the weight that it once did, at least. So, I think that's probably the next logical move you see the Phillies make over the next month. But
listen, man, Brian Snitker was our freaking manager, and that dude won a World Series. And I remember when he got hired. When it comes to hiring from within, I'm never a fan of it when it comes to baseball, especially a guy that's been in the organization. He's been in the organization 40 years. Why are you hiring him now? You wait 40 years to make him a freaking manager? But it worked out for the Braves because, our previous, managers and GMs, they when Anthopoulos knows that when he comes in there, he walking by FBI agents. What? Don't worry about it. Just don't touch nothing. We gotta go sanitize your whole office. What the? Don't touch anything. All right. That was great to watch what Snit and those guys did with what they inherited. It's not that hard when you got guys like, Freddie Freeman, even though he's a Dodger now, and Ronald Acuna Jr. and Ozzie Albies and Matt Olson, and you got some good players. It's just they got the jail, man. They got the jail, and I think if you were a Mets fan, which you are not, Steven, I would be like, man, Phillies, y'all will be fine. Phillies will fill it out. They will figure it out. The Mets, forget it.
The Mets will Met. We'll see what the dog days of summer brings to the NL East. I think you guys are going to run away with it. I honestly do.
They're playing good. Unless they do some type of drastic change. Our pitching has been a lot better than I thought it would be. Our bats are less. The thing about the Braves will score 9. They'll score 6-7 runs in the inning. I don't know how they've been doing that as of late. Like I haven't seen the Braves score 9 runs. The year they won the World Series and when they started that coming back late in games, like the fourth quarter of a freaking football game. But I will take it because Julio Teheran, that joker was an open day pitcher for like 7 years in a row. I'm like, what the? Like, what? Don't get me started with my Braves, man. I'm just saying we were the fake team of the 90s.
Y'all running the division right now. We'll see what happens. Like I said, over the.
We ain't gonna have nothing negative to say about the Phillies because y'all were breaking records and doing all kinds of stuff last year. So, he's doing yard 3 or 4 times. Come on, don't break records against the Braves. We about to be the next team to strike out. I don't know how many times. We about to be that. Come on, Braves. The Braves are the only reason why I can talk trash about pro sports in Georgia. It's showing the Hawks.
What the Hawks evened up the series with
listen, the Hawks. Let me tell y'all, Hawks. Y'all will not do this to me. You think I'm gonna? You want to get tickets to go? No, because they're gonna Hawk. And when they do, it's going to be, what happened? I don't know. This thing called defense.
Oh, man. That being said, Aldous Garcia has been spot on for the Phillies so far. He's been spot on. The bat's been there, which his bat's been up and down the last few years, but I think a moderate, better replacement for Nick Castellanos. We'll see. I know we just sent a bunch of guys down due to injury on the pitching staff, and even an outfielder too. So we'll see how the season plays out for our NL East rivalry that we got going on over here. But we brought in basketball. We were just talking about basketball, and after the first game, I think a lot of people here in Philadelphia were using that phrase that they're done, right? And the Philadelphia media was also doing that. Then there's no chance, and it's a lazy take. It's a lazy take because if you look at how they played the Celtics this year, they're 3-3, and the series is tied at 1-1. Now, it don't matter if you lose by 3 or 30, a loss is a loss, right? Yep. But the way they bounced back last night, no Joel Embiid. VJ Edgecombe, he's a superstar. I don't care what anyone says. He's the rookie of the year. I still don't care what anyone says. You call me a homer all you want. In my opinion, it's not just stats that what makes you the rookie of the year. It's the impact to the team. And if you take VJ Edgecombe off the Sixers right now, they're not in the playoffs. They wouldn't have won the game last night. Granted, Tyrese Maxey went off and did his thing. Don't get me wrong. Edgecombe still put down 30 points. Right? And the Celtics aren't a bad team. They're a freaking 2 seed.
Yep.
For a reason. But knowing how that rivalry goes down between the Celtics and the Sixers, are they an easy out for Boston, or are they're going to be like this team that isn't going to go away and take them to 6-7 games and could go either way? In your opinion,
I don't think the Sixers are easy out. When you are down Joel Embiid, that's already a mental. Oh, we ain't got the big guy. But Boston is still one of the class of the freaking East. Like I don't know what people get this. Oh man, they ain't do. Tatum and company. How many Eastern Conference Finals have they been to already? Like what? No. They're still a barometer. I know what Halliburton and those guys did with Indiana, and I know what OKC is in the West. The Sixers are saying, look, we got the Celtics. That ain't gonna be no easy out for nobody. But when you getting big wins like they did, bounce back is what a lot of teams did. And I think for me, when I look at the Sixers team, right? I look at a team that's always scratching and clawing, right? In a East that dominated by Boston, right? Used to be dominated by LeBron and those guys when they was there. Last time I checked, Embiid is the MVP, isn't he? Yep. He's the MVP of the league. I think for this Sixers team, they got to play scrappy, meaning when you have an Embiid in the game, sometimes you focus on him so much on offense, other guys aren't developing. When he's not in the game, you can see what you really got. No, you don't want to. No one wants to play without Embiid now. That's not the winning recipe at all. But you got to learn how to be able to say, look, we got to use Embiid and our stars around him, because Tatum and Brown, I remember when they put them together and say, man, they're a match made in heaven. Then you add Al Horford, and you add Peter Marcus Smart, who is now a freaking Laker. Like, you got to, it's never the superstars, it's the pieces around them. What shows in the playoffs, the team that wins it, look at their bench. Just look at it. The bench don't got to be great. They just can't be average. That means, hey man, the starters can't play every minute of the playoffs. They're gonna have to get a breather. If our role players, bench players are better than the other team, that's why I think the Sixers got a shot against the Celtics. Because
I like Kelly Oubre. I do like Kelly Oubre.
Yeah. The Sixers to me are a team that, this is just me. No one saw Golden State becoming what it became until it became it. No one they're going to Steph, they're going to Clay, they're going to – nobody saw it. Draymond Green wasn't even a starter. It was freaking David Lee, who was an all-star, got hurt. Draymond Ball, that's how he ended up getting traded. If you are the Sixers are one of those teams that's going to have to win a chip, and watch what happens after that. It's almost like saying, hey, do you think the Sixers? I said the Sixers are good every year. They need to be great to win it. You have to be good enough to make the playoffs. You got to be great to win it. Every team that's won it had to go from good to great. Every last team. Do I think the Sixers can do that? Yes. Because let me tell you what's the biggest momentum swing you're going to get. If you beat the Celtics, it's not that you could beat anybody, but that's pretty freaking close. If you can beat the Celtics in the series, because a lot of these teams, they've been good. I mean, OKC, okay, they're trying to go back-to-back. What do OKC coming off winning the chip? Got it. SJC, he might win. I mean, SGA, he might win the MVP again. We got it. If you are the Sixers, then you find a way to get past the Celtics and you breathe, you go, hey, dude, you know we just beat the Celtics, right? Yeah. No. That is the freaking Celtics. and you notice this, right? Beating the Celtics in any era is big. You can go back. Don't give me that. I don't want to hear that. Oh, it's just the Celtics when they lose. Don't give me that nonsense because it's not like that when the Celtics win. So if you are the Sixers, I don't want to. I mean, I would love to have had an easier opponent in the first round. I'm not gonna say that. I mean, yeah, I'd love to have an easier one. But
we should have. What were we talking 2 weeks ago? We were talking it was going to be an Atlanta and Philadelphia playoff series, and then the Sixers doing the Sixers thing. Joe has appendectomy the whole 9, so we wound up finding ourselves from the 6th seed to what to in a play-in situation.
Yeah,
and some people were saying they should have dropped the first game to better their matchup. I'm like, no. You don't run from anybody.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Ideally, no. You don't want to see the Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. But I think you look at both the major sports playoffs that are going right now, if you're a Philly fan, you got to love the matchups regardless because it's rivalries. It's rivalry time here in Philadelphia. We got the Boston Celtics. We got the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll get into hockey in a minute, but you don't want the easy route, and I agree. Like, regardless, if you knock the Celtics off, regardless of what happens moving forward, it's still. But the other side of that, if either one of them loses, it is the worst season they've had in the past 10 years in Pittsburgh or in Boston.
Yeah.
Well, it is the worst beating. Not just because you get ousted in the first round, and 2, you get ousted 2 in the first round. That's the other part of that. And before I switch off of basketball, we're talking about, some of our superstars, right? You see your boy Bronny, right? He is 24-0 when they go up 2-0 in the series. We like to do we do be hard on LeBron here on the fan of the year. We do. I'm not going to act like we're not, but I also make sure that when there's something of note to talk about LeBron that is on the positive side of things, I'm gonna bring that up too. We like to tear him down about he's never going to live up to the shadow of Michael Jordan. I don't think anyone is. Unless you find somebody that goes perfect in their championship runs through the playoffs. That's the only thing that's going to change that narrative about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't have the greatest playoff record because he didn't have great playoff teams when he first got in. He was dragging them to the playoffs. But the fact that LeBron is 24-0 when going up 2-0 in a series is just a testament to who he is. It really is.
It's LeBron, listen, no Luka, no problem. Because LeBron has said, I have seen and been through every scenario known to man in the playoffs. From taking a Cleveland Cavs team that shouldn't even made it to the finals to going to Miami and solidifying my legacy by going to 4 straight, winning 2. To then going back to Cleveland and bringing them to our first and only. You're never going to win it again, Cleveland. I don't care. Chip. To then go to Los Angeles and win in the bubble. To still be a starter in year 23 at age 41. And I'm giving you quality minutes. I'm giving you quality production. I mean, yeah, basketball is soft. It is extremely soft. It is extremely. But that's because of what we've allowed as the consumer, as the onlooker, as the enthusiast.
I don't think we allowed that. That's come above stuff our pay grade, man.
Oh yeah. It's Adam Silver. It's load management. It's letting superstars who aren't hurt decide. Winning 2 with D Wade but yeah.
That's Michael. That's LeBron's legacy. If you really
no, LeBron.
His time in Miami is his legacy.
LeBron going to Miami with D Wade and Bosh, who were all in the same draft. LeBron was number 1. I think Carmelo was number 3. I think D Wade was number 4, and I think Chris Bosh was number 5. That's all the same draft, by the way. 2003. LeBron understands this. His legacy is on the line every time he steps out there because he knows we're going to judge you for every year you're out there. Every time you're out there, we're going to judge you. when Bronny subbed in the playoff, and that 21-year-old Bronny and 41-year-old LeBron, like, dude, this is nuts. What's going on? And hey, I will say this: we didn't miss AI until AI was gone.
The advice guy is just going in on Bron right now. He should not have did that. Well, what do you think he should have done? I mean, listen, I'm not LeBron's biggest fan, but with everything that was going on, he shouldn't have stayed in Cleveland. He shouldn't. That changed the trajectory of who he was going to be viewed as an all-timer.
LeBron, to me, LeBron did what KG and Ray Allen did when they went over to Boston. They said, dude, do you see this? To pair up with Paul Pierce. I'm not mad at them for that. LeBron shut that whole thing down. They did the Celtics beat the Lakers to win it? Yes. LeBron shut all that down. Hey, dude, I don't care about y'all big three. So much so, freaking Ray Allen went to the freaking Heat to pair with LeBron. I don't know what LeBron could have done. I just think that to be who he was coming out of high school, on the front cover of Sports Illustrated, watching high school games, and
I just say it like this, Ben. He's seen the writing on the wall, what was going to happen in Cleveland. Yeah. He knew he wasn't going to get the support that he needed to make it happen in Cleveland, so he left. Was it the morally right thing to do as a basketball player? Probably not. But like you just said, he had already seen what the Celtics had done. It was like, well, why can't I do that somewhere? I guarantee you before he did that, he tried to do that in Cleveland. I guarantee you he tried to do it in Cleveland, and he just wasn't going to get the help. So that's why he facilitated the move.
He had Kyrie and those guys. No, all I'm saying is people think that super teams work. No, that's not true either, because what if I gave you a scenario of James Harden and KG and
now, he's kind of reiterating the fact
that that's right. It was KG, Kyrie, and Harden.
Yeah, but also let's not make it like Bron started it. He didn't start it. Boston did. He just perfected it.
Right? Yeah, I mean KG.
I agree with what the advice guy is saying here. Like that. Like we don't like the super teams.
Yeah. Listen,
if it's organic, if it's something that is built organically, you're not trading to do that way, it's fine. Ben, I agree with this aspect too. 80s and 90s.
You know why? You know why the 80s and 90s was the best? Because that's when you had big men that who killed the momentum in the NBA. It ain't load management. It ain't superstars. It is Dirk Nowitzki. He killed it because he was 7 feet and he invented. Oh my God, man! Like everybody wants to be like this like wing player, man. I don't want to be a big player. I don't want to. That's why Joel Embiid shoot threes. That's why 7-foot centers are out there at the 3-point line slapping their hands together. When David Robinson and Shaq and Hakeem and Alonzo Mourning and Patrick Ewing, when those guys was playing with their back to the basket and you had to play that, that's when I liked it. They wanted to play. Yep, they did.
Now, that was everybody aspect of that era.
Yeah, everybody want to hang out. Everybody want to hang. Look, this is what we do. Did you know that when when Magic Johnson got invited to Larry Bird's house for them to do the commercial when they had the Converse, they said that Larry Bird was ready to play one-on-one for real. Like he didn't know. No. This is just a commercial. So they go do the commercial. Larry Bird is inviting Magic into his home. They're eating. They play the next year. Magic, who has a very more outgoing personality, says, I get ready to go up to Larry and say, what's up, Larry? And say a word to him. Dude, did we just do the commercial? We ain't listen. And Bird was like, dude, I'm friendly. I'm not your friend. I got to play against you, dude. I know how good you are. I'm not going to let you get me out of my – and I think that's the thing now is we can be friends or we can do commercials together and make money, but – dude, I got to be able to dislike you. I want to take your head off. Like, I want to, and it's like now, it's
everyone wants to be buddies. No one wants
the two guys who were best friends during that time in the NBA, but the finals shifted. It was Isaiah Thomas and Magic. They were best friends, and they so much. So, man,
I can't disagree with this fact either. I can't.
Yeah, and you listen, and UFC, boy, it can get ugly, boy.
Hockey's where it's at.
Listen, anytime,
and yes, Ben is also right. Is combat sports, MMA, bare knuckle.
I love hockey for one reason alone. No dental plans. If my teeth knocked out, I'm not getting new teeth. I'm gonna take pictures. This is how I look, baby.
A lot of those guys don't even buy. They literally wait till the day they retire before they go put teeth back in their mouths.
They'll say, look at my wife. Yeah, we good over here. And I know the money got something to do with it. It ain't just my personality.
Now,
but I got a beautiful lady at home.
Now I think we're done dumping on basketball, but let's be honest. This is basketball's prime time right now, playoff time. But the problem with that is that you're going against hockey, and there's always something fun to be held and on that hockey situation. You know, I was already talking about it with you last week, but what the kid is doing right now, Porter Martone. He is, obviously, we're talking about he hasn't played 20 games in the NHL as a whole. As a whole, right? Mm-hmm. His first 2 playoff points are both game-winning goals in game 1 and game 2. The kid's 19 years old. He should be playing college right now. He's now the 6th youngest player in NHL history to record a goal in each of the first 2 playoff games. Okay? And is the first teenager in NHL history to do a game-winning goal in each of the first 2. So, look, we were just talking about how hockey is the realest, but it's also that it's lined up with rivalries like what we have with the Penguins and Flyers. Because it got after the Penguins realized what was going on, it got chippy at the end of the second the end of the second game. And
as it should.
It's the only really PA rivalry that there is, because there's not one with the Pirates. There's not one with the Steelers, right? They don't got a basketball team. And it really boils down to what we were talking about last week with, Sidney Crosby, and he was doing his normal stuff in game 1. With Shaq and when Barkley threw hands with anyone, it was a fun time.
With Shaq, and you know what? Even with the Shaq and Barkley, not to get even with that, Charles Barkley, look, man, I'm a 6'4", 6'5" power forward who won MVP and MVP. If not saying they're gonna win it, they give the MVP to Charles Barkley when they just happen to be in the finals against Mike and them. Mike was like, really? You think you're better than me? Watch. Okay. Right? You're going to give MVP to Karl Malone when they're in the finals against me? Okay. Cool. All right. And I don't know anybody who think like Mike. He's going to do something to make you, get under your skin or whatever. But Mike was like, hey, man, I am a pro's pro. Like, I'm a dap it up with you. We can go to the casino. We can go have dinner. But when we get to that game, I don't get that part. Like, I used to love playing up against my former teammates, right? Because I want to have bragging rights against my former teammates. I'm not, and obviously before the game, hey boy, stay healthy. After the game, hey boy, I love you, stay healthy. During the game, I'm trying to F you up. Straight up. Like I'm trying. Steven, it's like if you got to play a sport against your brother, I got some extra added, because I got to see this person at Thanksgiving, Christmas, get together. And he's doing everything to avoid this conversation. What you guys talk about the game? Oh, you weren't? Well, since I brought it up, let me tell you what happened it's like now guys think, well, you mean to tell me, man, we can make money away from basketball, but everything don't got to be, y'all are not that close. Well, I love Carmelo and I love CP3 and I love, man, trying to. Y'all want to play together? Go to the Olympics. Y'all all be on the same team. Other than that, I'm trying to do you, Tatum. I'm trying to do you, Ant-Man and Steph.
But all right, I'm gonna say it like this: I said it earlier that if either one of these rivalry games in the playoffs that the Sixers and Flyers have, it would be considered a lost season for said team. I think it's Boston. I think it's unlikely. I think Celtics do wind up edging them and beating that series. But being the fact that last year we had the Tatum injury, that I think a lot of fans kind of felt this season was a wash anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if the Flyers put the Penguins out to pasture, literally and figuratively, because Letang, Evgeny Malkin, Sidney Crosby are getting kind of gray up there. They've been there for a while. There's a lot of people that feels like this might be their last run together. I think it would be a travesty if you're a Pittsburgh Penguins fans to lose this series to the Philadelphia Flyers. I already talked about it. They're the Cinderella story. They're playing with house money. They shouldn't be here. You know, we're less than 2 seasons removed from being a lottery pick, right?
Mm-hmm. Listen,
but that being said, if the Pittsburgh Penguins loses, it's a bigger loss than if the Boston Celtics had happened to fall to the 76ers.
Listen, Martone is saying Sidney Crosby, obviously, I grew up watching you, big fan. I would love to be the reason why you don't play hockey ever again. Ever. Right? If you are the Sixers, to get that word, that P word, that process word, which y'all had nothing to do with. Now, Embiid had to deal with it. He'll have to deal with it now. I don't even think it's allowed to be said in the 76ers organization. I want to add misery to it. Hey, man, Tatum was gone the whole year. Now he's back. If he would have, I want to add misery to you guys, because if you are the 76ers, you saying, look, man, we can't keep saying good year, not great year. Oh, man, we got to build on this and build on that. Dude, we got one of the best players in the freaking league in Joel Embiid that we won without him. We got a young superstar. We need to stop this. I mean, if you're the Sixers, you're like, man, F the freaking Boston Celtics, man. Got to do with us. We try, because you're thinking about the future and the present, right? If you are Martone and you say, look, man, I ain't even played that many games in the regular season. I'm doing my most. I want you to do your most damage in the playoffs. I don't care about regular season stats if you can't do it in the postseason. So I think it's setting up really, really well for the Flyers.
Here's the other thing. Regardless, Bryant the last teenager that really performed at that high of a level as soon as he came in?
And like this?
I mean, again, we're only talking about 20 games in a hockey sense, right? That Carter Marone is in there. And we're only talking about two playoff games that we still have to kind of get through the next month or so to see what it really is. But at first glance, I mean, can you name me a teenage player? Doesn't matter, baseball, basketball, hockey, football. You don't get teenagers in football. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. The only teenager that I know that came into the league and he dominated that first was LeBron. He dominated from day one. Right? Other than that, it's rare. And here's why, Steven, it should be rare. Right?
Generational athletes. We talked about.
And like I said, Sidney Crosby's been doing it for a long time, man. His legacy is, you know what I'm saying?
He don't got no legacy here in Philadelphia.
You got an
argument for another day.
The old has to be ushered out, and the new the only people who can usher out the old is the new. Not the old. Think about it. Okay, Steven, think about this. You've been dominating the industry. Just say you've been in the same industry for 30 years. Just say it ain't even got to be nothing sports-wise. It could be sports environment. Hey, Steven, you coming back to keep making millions and to keep dominating? Yeah. Somebody better has to come, right? It's not like you're going to just tear up the building if they tell you to leave, but at least it's almost like passing a torch. Say, all right, I can see this youngin', right? But that's why Al Michaels ain't leaving the booth. And he's 80. You see what I'm saying? That's why Chris Collinsworth ain't leaving, and Chris Berman them are asked to come back, not because they're the best. Nobody's better than them. Even with all the people we got now, even with the Tony Romos, that's why you got Joe Buck. That's why you got, Troy Aikman. I'm just saying.
I don't know if it's the nostalgia value or just like I think there may be other aspects where people are better than Chris Berman, but I just think like if you're ever having anyone breaking down scores of games or anything like that, it's Chris Berman. Chris Berman has to be the guy, right?
Yep.
And it's not just a familiarity thing. Like nobody outside of Stuart Scott found the niche for himself in that area. And I get what you're sitting there saying. Where you're saying is when you bring guys back like that is because it's not just because no one's better. It's just also because no one's found the way to make themselves separate from what Al Michaels did, what Chris Berman did, et cetera, so on and so forth. We still haven't even gotten somebody to do what John Madden used to do.
And I was going to say, John Madden, it's like this.
Well, he's the goat of goats.
We're talking about Chris Berman and Stuart Scott and John Madden like they're on the field. These are the dudes talking about the game. They're that good. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. When you have longevity in anything, it's not because you're good. It's because you're great. You can't be there that long being all right. You got to be upper echelon, right? We know that Gretzky is him. Like there are certain people that it is subjective when you call them the great.
And I think our generation is Alexander Ovechkin. Not Sidney Crosby.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
The reason why it's not Sidney Crosby is what we talked about last week. It's how he plays the game.
And no. I'm gonna tell you two more. Just like what separates Ronaldo from Messi? Messi won a World Cup. No, it doesn't matter how you feel. I love Ronaldo. Does Ronaldo have a World Cup? Nope. Does Messi? Yep. And Messi got it on Netflix. Netflix is smart as hell, man. Netflix said we want exclusive rights to talk about this because people say, "What is the ultimate for anybody who plays?" Oh man, a World Cup. Like you want a World Cup? Yeah. Oh, well, sit back.
Well, and so we'll talk about soccer in a minute, but Vice Guy, no, we are not from Florida. Our media company is from Florida. The guy that created it is from Florida. I'm from Philly. Ben's the kid down in Atlanta, and we just two crazy guys talking sports.
I know a lot about Florida. Haven't played college football down there, and I haven't played in the NFL down there. Haven't lived down there. I don't know everything about Florida now, but I do know the most famous county in the state of Florida is Duval. Right, that's the most famous county in there. Or at least it's said the most. And loud colors, dreads that can hang, that look like a lion mane, gold teeth, some of the wettest paint you will ever see on a ride. Conch fritter. I don't know if they eat conch like they used to. And love their city. Wherever you're from, your county and your city in the state of Florida, they love it. And North Florida and South Florida is North Florida, Central Florida, and South Florida are three totally different regions in the state. North, Central, and South are two totally different. But yeah, man, I know a little bit about the FLA. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I represent. I would say this: the best high school football in America is probably played in Florida. The best high school football per capita in the state of Florida is played in Georgia. And I will die on that per cap because Florida is twice the size of Georgia. And Texas, California, you know what I'm saying? Them the two biggest states, not named Florida. Per capita, if Georgia wasn't as big as Florida, it wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even be close. But I'm off that high school. Because Florida do got really, really good football, but y'all got like 4,000 high schools. Something stupid. It's ridiculous. How many high schools they got in the state? Just saying.
You said it's in Dade County.
Born and raised in the county of Dade. Dade County might be the most famous.
Now, getting back to some football related stuff. We're going to get to A.J. Brown. But I did want to bring something up because Earlier this month it was Jalen Hurts isn't coachable. His body language is bad, right? He's so uncoachable. What was he doing at Temple working with former coach Scott Loeffler? He's so uncoachable, right? So he's at Temple University this past week doing his off-season workouts. Devontae Smith was there. But he's working with former Eagles quarterback coach Scott Loeffler. Because he's just so uncoachable, right? So it goes back to what I was sitting there saying before. Jalen is not the one on the hot seat this season. He's not. I don't care what anyone says. It's Nick Sirianni. Because the mess last season is Nick Sirianni's mess. I thought Loeffler should have been the offensive coordinator. But no, we get Nick's best friend again. Because we already did the same thing with Sean Steichen, remember? Mm-hmm. So we talk about it all the time. The coach, not just your team and how your players revere you, but the coaching tree you built also says a lot about you. Nick Sirianni don't have a coaching tree because Kellen Moore wasn't his guy.
Nope.
Right. So now Steichen might be his guy.
Oh, wait a minute. Who is it? Is it paparazzi or is this some type of investigators following Jalen Hurts around? Because I heard somebody say, "Why is he over there at Temple? Do you know where Temple is?" I'm just saying, like, what are you doing at Temple? I give you
it's a hop, step, and a jump away from the stadium.
And the thing is, right?
Where does Temple play their home games? At Lincoln Financial Field.
I mean, listen, man. And shout out to Temple. Shout out to the Temple players we had on tight ends. What's his name again? Cookie. His name Cookie.
Yes, sir. We got some more coming after the Spring Bowl.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I just
Denver's gonna be hard to. Denver's gonna be hard to beat because they have a great coach.
No.
Sean Payton isn't a great coach.
Let me get Denver's gonna be tough to beat regardless. Steven, let me give people some free game real quick. I'm a grown man that's a professional athlete. I can work out with whoever the hell I want. Right? Away from football, I can work out with whoever I want. But here's the thing. Who do you think knows me really, really well? You don't think the former quarterbacks coach don't know me? And people go, what is he working out with him for? Because it's like this. I don't know. Hey, man, why you and Steven doing a show, man? Maybe because we did a show before. Really, listen, like how Steven do what he do. Oh, so you just, yeah. And I want to get better. A quarterback's coach that coached me before, they don't got to lie to me. They ain't in awe of me. Oh, that's Jalen Hurts. Oh, I'm trying to get better. And I don't know why everybody got so much to say when it comes to Jalen. Oh, I know why it is. Steven, I know, because he can't beat him. Oh, and I know we're going to get to AJ. You know what AJ Brown is about to get proved? When it's all said and done? I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're T.O. I don't care if you're Randy Moss. I don't care if you're Jerry Rice. You ain't better than the quarterback. Listen to me. The quarterback touches the ball every single play. They can audible to a run, to a pass, to an RPO. They can change the play. They can call timeout. I'm gonna keep saying this. The greatest thing Nick Sirianni did in his life is make sure Jalen Hurts plays, starts, and gets re-signed. That's the greatest thing you're gonna do, sir. Because Jalen Carter, he don't get his money. Right? He don't get his money. Yep. Blankenship, he's in Houston. Darius Slay say, I will only play football for Philly. I ain't even gonna play football no more. I don't know where Charles Gardner-Johnson is. I think he's still in Chicago. I think he's still there. Baltimore. I think he's in Baltimore. I don't know. You know who's been the straw that's been stirring the drink? Go Dallas. Dallas Goedert could have got more money. He said, not only will I take less money, I can't wait to take less money to come. Why? Because of Jalen. And I'm not saying his teammates ain't had his back, but they mad at Jalen because he don't want to do TikTok dances and he don't want to do. Jalen said, "I'm married, man, and if you are married out there, married men don't got a lot of time. They don't got a lot of free time." Jalen Hurts said, "I'm a football player." Sponsored by Jumpman. Oh, and the young lady who just negotiated Will Anderson Jr.'s contract, Nicole Lynn, who you think was her first client? I give you one guess. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all think and Jalen, a lot of people say Jalen Hurts ain't even played his best football yet. I don't think he has. And that's scary. That's the scary part. He has not played his best football yet. Right? And I think he got a shot to keep doing it. People say, but he ain't got. I say, I think I know what the Eagles going to do in the draft, too. They ain't fooling me. I'm going to keep it to myself. But Howie Roseman, the only reason why you don't get on my last nerve is because you went to Florida. But Howie is the problem. Howie, he like the Mad Hatter, man. He always like, you like that, right? He's like a person.
Let's get into a couple of different aspects of this, right? So obviously we're talking about Jalen Hurts. And I don't get why we're talking more this offseason about Jalen Hurts and we're not talking about the Seattle Seahawks who just won the Super Bowl. Because if I remember about this time last year, that's all me and you were talking about, right? We were just talking about the Eagles.
Yep.
For whatever reason, we're talking about Jalen Hurts. Well, let me talk to you. Let's hear from somebody who's not going to be Jalen Hurts' biggest cheerleader and tends to be. It's Michael Irvin. And he basically says, I want to go find me Jalen Hurts. You see what I mean? I'm going to go find me Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of course you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what does that do? That gives you stability.
Yep.
That gives you
the
unselfish guy that when he signed his extension, he immediately called his agent, the one you were just referring to,
Nicole Lynn,
to say, wait, you got too much money. I need to make sure my guys around me get paid. I need to make sure they made sure that Devontae Smith had his money to get paid. That A.J. Brown had his money to get paid twice. Right? So, listen, I'm not Michael Irvin's biggest fan, but I will say when it comes to when he's actually talking about football, he comes at it from an unbiased point of view.
Yeah.
Those are people that I'm always going to listen to, friend, foe, enemy, whatever. If Michael Irvin's talking that way, what do you think other general managers and owners? They're hoping something else bad happens and Jalen Hurts becomes available, right? Now, for the people that want to sit there and say AJ Brown's running because he doesn't have a good quarterback to throw to. He can't get any production under Jalen Hurts. Let me pull this one up for you. In the 4 seasons he was here, he's all pro 3 times. He was all 4 seasons over 1,000 yards receiving. He had double-digit wins 4 times. He was in the playoffs 4 times. They went to 2 Super Bowls. They won 1. He caught a TD in that game. And he's still unhappy. Because he wants bigger numbers. I get that. I really do. Because that's what today's wide receivers are.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Okay. You want bigger numbers, right? Okay. But let me see, that's why I'm happy you brought them stats up, right? Sometimes your biggest asset is also your biggest hindrance, right? For AJ Brown, people say, "Hey man, it's about winning, right?" That's what we ultimately want to do. We want to win. But I want to be not what I want to do. I want to be a key contributor. I don't know, AJ. This is just from what I get. AJ wants to be a contributor in the winning, but he wants to still be a contributor if they lose. I want to still be getting mine because I don't want to be a reason. Every game in 2025, I do not have the stats in front of me. I'm not a statistician. The numbers guy going to have to check this. Advice guy, you might have to check this. Every game they try to force the ball to AJ, they either lost the game or almost lost the game because it gets away from what they were trying to do. A good offense is a B word offense. It is balanced. a really, really good offense is balanced. Jalen Hurts, to me, does not care about stats one bit. He wants to win, and he's going to do whatever it takes to win. A.J. Brown, I don't think A.J. Brown is a bad teammate. I don't think A.J. Brown is a diva, but A.J. Brown is a headache because it's always something. And you like, dude, you called me a bunch of things, but now you got to call me a champion. Yeah, we got to call you them things too because, dude, you've already signed not one but twice. How do you sign twice with the Eagles? Yeah, that's Jalen, making sure that your numbers are comparable with the top 5 receivers in the league. I get that you want to look a certain way, but Howie is like, dude, we're going to have to make a decision, man. Why? Because AJ, he reading on the sideline. I don't know why you brought the book to the sideline and can't nobody stop you. Then you complained about touches. Then you talking about, well, maybe Saquon ain't good either. Ain't nobody asked you about Saquon. You notice you ain't heard a peep out of Saquon? They don't say anything.
Not only that, you haven't heard anything out of Devontae Smith. You haven't heard anything out of Jalen Hurts. Here's the thing, and you touched on it, right? They were 4-0 when this thing first started last season. They were 4-0.
Yep.
You weren't 1-3. You weren't 2-2. You were 4-0, and you were worried about how you're being included into the offense. And it was like from that point on, there was 2 different sets of how the offense ran.
Yep.
The way AJ wanted it ran, the way the team wanted it ran. And you can't deter me from that fact. I was talking about it Monday. Let's be honest, Ben, if we pointing fingers, right? We pointing fingers. AJ had a lot of drops last year.
And he had his biggest drops in the biggest game of the year.
But it wasn't just one either. He had 3 crucial drops in that game that probably would have had the Eagles at the very least, in a divisional game at the very least.
What was his media not? So your media availability was none avoid because you got up out of there. You got a lot to say, right? Seth Jordan have a lot to say about
all this.
But what I'm saying is
that's the part that we were talking about it. He's that common sense man. That's what Seth Joyner is.
Well, and I will say this about Seth. He calls balls. He calls strikes. When you're doing well, he's giving you your flowers. But he's saying to himself, wait a minute, the guy that got a lot to say about everything, even stuff that don't really go with what we're talking about, all of a sudden is missing in action when you don't play well. Because now, once again, we literally got you to rock. We made it a point to get you to rock, and you dropped it. Now we got investigations. Now we got tampering. Now we got Adam Shepard.
There's not going to be any. There's not going to be investigation. There's not going to be any tampering. And you brought me right to it, brother. You brought me right to it because how is it? We talked about this last week. How is it we going to rake Diana Rossini over the coals?
Yep.
But we ain't even going to look at Mike Vrabel a little bit. Not even a little bit. Come on, man. Mm-hmm. And the Patriot way, we can see is all what it is now.
And everybody thought, man, Mayo. You bring him in there for one. You bring him in there for one season, and you get rid of him. Yeah, maybe he didn't want to do things like that. Maybe he didn't want to do things the way Mike Vrabel, right? You bring in Jerod Mayo.
That first round pick yesterday was garbage.
Yeah. Here's my thing about that too. Listen, man, stop playing in my face. I just want to say before we begin, I had some hard conversations with my family and people that was really close to me, my team. Shut up. And what you say? But what?
What up, Eddie?
What up, Eddie? I'm just saying, You playing in my face with that bogus press conference. That's going to the school of Bill Belichick 1-on-1. You said a whole bunch of nothing, right? What hard conversation?
1-on-1, right?
You listen. You ain't mad at what you did. You mad because you got caught doing it. Because you by the pool and look, whatever you gonna do in your private life is your private business. I get it. That's what you. But dude, you would act like Mike Vrabel didn't do anything. You would think that he is culpable because Mike Vrabel understood leverage that he had, even if it wasn't the right kind of leverage. I'm the head coach. I want because it seems like AJ was gonna be there regardless. And I don't know. This whole situation stinks.
So the fact that there isn't going to be any type of even a little investigation to see if just that there wasn't any type of tampering between all that, because we already know there is. We already know there is. Mike Vrabel's openly said that there has been, because of the simple fact that he's been still in contact with AJ, even though he hasn't been his coach in 5 years. So that's tampering. So at least in my opinion. So if you call him the man.
So you got hold on.
So my thing is here, Ben. My thing is here. We were just talking about AJ, the Vrabel, that whole situation. If you're Howie Roseman, do you do a 30-team call sheet where the Patriots are left off it and just see what's going to be offered to you?
Yep. I think
just got to spike, because at this point in time, I'm not sending him there.
I think that's where you
start. I'm
not
sending him there.
I think that's where you start, because here's the thing, Howie. I don't know what type of principles or rules and regulations or protocols that Howie Roseman goes, but I'm pretty sure it's top notch. I mean, he is the best GM in the NFL. It is not close. It is not close. I think Howie Roseman is saying, all right, now I got the cards. Everybody know that we gonna get, and it's what we talk about all the time, Steven. It's not, right? Is he tradable? It's what can I get for him? Well, AJ, you can get a lot for him now. Say what you want about it. He is a top. Listen, he's a top five.
Top five. He's top five. I don't think anyone can
argue in the league. Like, boom, top 10 at the worst. Top 5 at best. Howie goes, all right, what we want for him? And hey, Patriots, yeah, since y'all trying to, it's like y'all trying to strong arm us with Adam Schefter and Rossini, and because if you don't think Robert Kraft has that much juice, being one, Jerry Jones is the most influential. Robert Kraft is right behind him, if he's behind him. You want that bad? Yeah, what you want for him? What you want? Well, you want him, right? Y'all done went through some limps. I'm talking about, whoa, you want that bad? What's up? Well, we was thinking about a fourth. No, sir. No, don't even.
I'll say it like this. I think the only time you take the first off the table is if it's for a comparable high-level starter. Like, all right, for argument's sake, we were talking about last season, we were talking about Myles Garrett, right? They restructured his contract this all season. Again, right? So Cleveland gives you a 2 in Myles Garrett. Y'all do a couple pick swaps here and there. Is that something you entertain over sending him to New England for? Hell, I'd even send him to Dallas. That's how bad I wouldn't want. Man, give me Pickens and let's swap seconds or something I want a comparable type player. If we're not talking a first round draft pick, that's all I'm saying.
If you got a chance to get Myles Garrett, Howie Roseman, it's gonna be like, what about if he goes, what about a Myles Garrett? I will think about it. Call me back. Hey, yo, we might be in play. Now, here's the thing. Myles Garrett costs a lot of money. Myles Garrett is him. Right? Now, AJ Brown is him. Myles Garrett is him. That's defensive player of the year. This is just me. Cleveland gonna be like, man, what's up? They gonna say, what's up with Jalen? What's up with Jalen? Like, what you mean? This about AJ. This is about AJ. Strictly about AJ. Okay? Because Jalen Carter is, but it's Howie Roseman has about as much leverage before this draft and before June 1st than anybody in the league. Because say what you want about AJ, when you talk about AJ the player, oh man, he's worth it. That guy, he makes any offense better. He's the only reason why I can even halfway stomach the Titans. There ain't been much to look at since he left. But I think for AJ though, AJ is his own man. He's a grown man. He can do what he wants. I don't like the podcast circuit. Like, I don't like trying to, because you don't got to do that. Like, he can do what he wants, but come on, man. Like, number one, when the cameras go off, I'm like, dude, what are you so mad at? Dude, you don't like playing for Philly, dude? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you so mad at? Like,
well, I'm almost going to guarantee now that his seminar that he's going to do at the end of June ain't going to happen. I'm going to go on record now because remember what happens when he was doing the same thing when he was in Tennessee. What happened? Canceled it. In fear for bodily harm because how the Titans fans were taking the trade. Yeah, right? Well, you think it's going to be any different here?
That is the one thing they ain't being talked about. Like, Vrabel know he effed that up. Like letting AJ Brown go was the biggest goof because he's letting ego get in the way. Because people are like, dude, he's your best freaking player, not named Derrick Henry. You gotta let him go. Your three best players are gone now. Derrick Henry. Well, you had four. Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, Jeffrey Simmons, Kevin Byard. The only one still there left, Jeffrey Simmons. So he's trying to he's trying to have a do better, not a do over. Hey man, I kind of messed that up. Well, dude, you journalists, I mean, pictures, relationships, tampering, spying. So you got Deflategate, you got Spygate. What is this? Is this AJ Gate? Is this Rossini Gate? Is this the Flood Gates? Like, what is this? And everybody that thought that Vrabel was going to come back and say, no, we're going to do it the Patriots way. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? That means cheating. That means doing something that we're not going to get in trouble for outside of, public scrutiny and the court of public opinion. I'm like you, though, Steven. I don't like the fact that these coaches or this coach can play in our face. You got journalists, you got anchors or whatever, journalists. They resigning. You doing a fake, lifeless, Bill Belichick inspired press conference. Like, dude, what is it? I don't care about your somber voice. I'd have some hard conversations. Stop lying. And no hard conversations. You still, because here's the thing. If what Adam Schefter said is true, AJ Brown is going to be a New England Patriot by June 1st or after or whatever it is. The other 30 teams should be saying to themselves, so why should we have to play by the rules again? Like, why should we have to do things right again? If they're openly doing it, you got to. Diana Rossini didn't work for the Athletic. She's openly doing this stuff.
I don't like some of the other fallout stuff that's happened on top of that, right? Because it puts a lot more things in question outside of what we'd already talked about. Well, she holds, MVP votes, Coach of the Year votes, Rookie of the Year votes, right? Mm-hmm. She votes on that. So how is that not viewed on a skew as well? And then you get retarded comments and then more people getting fired because of their response to what Diana did. You get this freaking knucklehead, Peter Rosenberg, says that people are attacking Diana because she's hot. Stop it.
Stop my God. Let me
stop it. She's a 3 a.m. leaving the club hot. She's not hot.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that though? Let's just put something to bed real quick. ESPN, Fox, The Athletic, all these major networks owned by who? By men, right? Okay. Men can hire who they want. Men or women, they can hire who they want. What's the likelihood of the young lady, if they hire them, being attractive? Very high. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
But to say that people are attacking her because of that, like, come on, like, what? So
that is not even the worst thing to happen after this. I mean, I think that's me and you already talked about, like, some of the people that were initially reaching out, like, they would hire her, and it's just telling you where some of these guys' minds were at. But then you even have people who are in the business speaking their mind, and they were let go. So we had Chrissy Ford. Her exact comments is, "We know who you really are. We know what you've been up to for years. So, so much determination in women in sports, have done things the right way. All of us know what she's been up to, from fighting with reporters in the Chili's parking lot, hooking up with married coaches, everything else. And it's almost all certainly true. It was the worst kept secret in NFL reporting for a while. And then her employer, USA Today, fired her over those statements. So why are we silencing voices?
You know what that young lady gonna learn is she wasn't wrong for what she said, and if what she said was true, shame on these networks. Care so much about perception. So let me get this straight. Diana Rossini was doing these because Skip Bayless then came out and said he's worked with Diana for a long time. He's known of the type of things she's been accused of, right? And he said, but I didn't. He said, I didn't say anything because that's her business. That's what you want to do, but that's not going to affect how I go about getting my stories or my features or whatever. Let me tell you what people don't like, and I'm gonna say this loud and proud. People don't like the truth. People getting fired because of the truth. So let me get this straight. We can sit with this lie, and she's an attractive young lady. What she's really saying is they gonna think I'm doing that. They gonna think that's me. Every time I want to get a feature, they pulling me to the side. What you gonna do for? Ask you questions. What the hell you think I'm gonna do? That and Steven, it's like me. It's like the kind of stuff me and you talk about in this industry. We ain't gonna name no names. We ain't gonna call nobody out.
Same thing like when we had Megan on here and saying what her first big media company experience was like.
And for people that be thinking, wait a minute, Ben, wait a minute, Steven, people be doing that. Hell yeah! What?
I hate to say this, but the most men that are in position of power are the lowest form of scum that we have on this earth.
And look, and if you don't like that statement, that probably fits you. And look, we're talking about
if someone is offended by it, that means you've done something to
exactly. I don't like the fact that she got fired. I don't like the fact that she got fired. Diana Rossini, I'm not trying to make her the scapegoat as if to say she invented these type of practices and protocols.
But somebody showed her how to do it.
Of course, that's what I was going to say.
Let's be honest. Someone showed her how to do it.
Mike Vrabel should be suspended. Mike Vrabel should be under investigation.
I won't say suspended, but I do think with what's going on and everything that's coming to light, that not just Mike Vrabel, the Patriots organization should have some type of repercussion, whether they're losing draft picks, however form that takes. Some type of punishment should be dealt with because there's without a doubt tampering on another level.
Here's the thing, though, Steven. It's like this. So the same team, this polarizing organization that's done won 6 Super Bowls, that's done went to 9 of them. You telling me this gonna get brushed under the rug too? So you got Spygate, you got Deflategate, you got all. So Spygate was the most egregious because we had the tapes and you burnt the tapes. Yeah, we're not gonna show anybody. And all I'm saying is Mike Vrabel was an incredible football player, by the way. I'm not talking about. But he understands leverage. He understands power. But more important than that, he understands he's untouchable. Robert Kraft, like, man, you good. Ain't nothing. Roger didn't work for me. He can only say so much. I mean, what you mean? I don't. That's the part I don't. Diana Rossini, I am not condoning her practices. I ain't coming at that lady. But she's the only one being talked about. You would think Mike Vrabel was an innocent. Who is this big guy standing in front of? I don't know who he is. He's the head coach of the Patriots. What? So I don't like that people are getting fired. Now, people are resigning. I get it because, the athletic, we got to save face. We got to think about our reputation in 2026, 2027, moving forward. But also, this whole Mike Vrabel situation is Mike Vrabel. Let me help you understand something, sir. If you're gonna come out with a bogus press conference, man, just keep that secret. Just talk about the players. What was that? What was it? And here's the thing: people saying, "Well, they had a private investigator taking pictures of her." He don't got no picture. You think them the only pictures he took? He saw him doing the whole. Yeah. I said, and if it ain't nothing to see, ain't no pictures.
There's another part of reporting that I took offense to this week, right? So we had the WNBA draft come up recently, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the players drafted is the team she got drafted to. She's going to be playing with her girlfriend. They have it's a known fact that she's in a relationship. Well, the problem is that the team media basically shut the reporter down with saying we're not talking about those questions. We're not. That's not what we're going to talk about. But now WNBA players want to be treated like grown women, yet we're still treating them like little girls, right? And that was what Emmanuel Ocho's response was to that situation. Now, listen, if we had happened to have, two gay hockey players that two lovers are gonna, it's gonna become a question.
Yep.
It shouldn't be any different that we now have two WNBA players, one of them who was just drafted to the team that her girlfriend is playing on. That it's not a non-topic, and we're not going to touch that.
Yep.
It's not. That's just the way. That's just the way the world works. Like if that was the case, one, you shouldn't let people know what your sexual orientation was, and two, have your relationship become public.
And hold on 1 second. Okay, let's just. So the young lady, right, is gay. She's a WNBA player. Is that new in 2026? No, right? But these WNBA players are at the forefront right now. They got the new CBA. They got the Boston lady and obviously Asia Wilson both signing for over $1 million. One signing for like $6 million. Asia signing for like $4 million. This is the WNBA draft. Aren't you gonna ask me? We're not gonna talk about that. This is my freaking moment. How you gonna tell someone you shutting me down? And we ain't doing that. It's like we do too much sometimes. We're done. I don't think it's a secret. My girlfriend's standing right there, right? And not to compare the two, but when Michael Sam got drafted, he kissed his boyfriend on national TV. Now people didn't like it, but I'm sorry. I know people don't agree with this or believe this. Gay people kiss each other. Yeah, like it happens. and if something big happened, I just think that, just because, certain people don't agree, you got to take a person's moment away. It's a minute. It's 2 minutes. Yeah, the people making a bigger deal out of it than it is. And like I said, man, we don't have to agree with everybody, man, to still be respectful.
Yeah.
Good. I got to agree with you to respect it. So, yeah, shout out to the WNBA women, man. Doing big things right now. It's just, like I say, Steven, if you up for an award and they want to ask you something and they go, no, don't ask them about that. I'm sorry, get the hell on. What are you doing? How hard is it for that young lady to say, I don't want to talk about that? She has a mouth, she can speak for herself. Somebody, that's the part I don't like is too many handlers thinking, hey man, I got you. Well, I don't need you to have me, Debo. I can do it myself. Like, that's the part. You're making something small because of a decision that you made. Come on, man. It ain't. Listen, let me say this right here. Are there gay athletes? Yes. Right? Do you got to agree with it? No. Should you have to speak for them? No. They can speak for themselves. Like, if I came out there and said, yes, my name is Benjamin Troupe, man, and I'm married to a woman. Why'd you say that? Well, when the lady over there just said she was, had a girlfriend, you shut her down. When you look. Young people aren't stupid. They understand. But it's like, this her moment. You ruined her moment. Thanks a lot. Finally, I got drafted, and my moment is going to be overshadowed, by the hall monitor right here. So I run the hallway. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The crossing guard.
So I'm going to say it like this. I get what you're saying. Like, in that moment, we don't need to be talking about that. She's just been drafted, right?
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, like, what you also said is we can whatever is going to be asked is going to be asked. To sit there and just shut it all down and stop it, where you got her looking like she's at a deer in headlights.
Yeah, it's like
let her shoot it down. Let her be like, listen. Let her set the standard. Like, listen, we can talk about whatever we want to. What up here, but my family is my family, my personal life. Unless I've done something wrong, it's not going to be at the forefront of your discussion.
Of course, man. And I don't know this, but if my life goes a certain way, and I'm not even talking about sexual orientation, I'm talking about anything. I've been asked certain questions my whole life about this. Number one, I probably had to come to terms with my sexuality. Number two, I'm finally learning how to be open and okay with it. And all of a sudden, no. It's like, what just happened? Like, what is, and like I said, as a person that went through the NFL Combine, went through some of the dumbest questions you ever gonna get asked in your life. The NFL Combine, it is like that times 1,000. You're making it bigger because it looks like I can. You know how it is. We live in a perception-driven world, Steven. If somebody jump out there in front of me, it looks like I can. It looks like I called for that or I can't handle it. Then it come to find out, I don't know who this person is. Where are you, sir? Ma'am, I'm good. Yeah. That's all, and that's all I'm saying. But no, man. I just think that in this polarizing world that we live in, if somebody asks me a question about, Steve Rychel, and I don't know, I can say, I'll get his number. I'll see if you can get his number. I'll let him. Because if I go, what's Steven's favorite color? I don't know, but I think it's blue. What's he like to eat? I don't know. I think he likes shellfish. What the fuck? I ain't asked you nothing, though. All I got to do is say, Steven can tell you. Right? Like, he's standing right there, or I can call him. No, we think, Steven doesn't want to talk about that. How do you know? Because I wouldn't want to talk about that. So I don't. We don't do that. Don't make decisions for people because you have a little authority. That's it. That's all. We ain't mad at the person.
I'm glad you said that because we got to talk about the FIFA World Cup for a second.
Uh-oh.
Because they are trying to run people out of this thing. In New York, a subway to go to the game should probably only cost about $12, $13, right? Well, they're trying to make it where you're paying $100 damn.
They're not going
to go watch a game.
That's ridiculous.
Not only that, there is no MetLife Stadium. They're putting a tarp over the sign that says MetLife Stadium that says New York, New Jersey Stadium. Thirdly, when they're also in New York, they're not going to be allowed tailgating. Well, guess what? Philadelphia wasn't standing for that. Philadelphia put it out there, was saying, guess what? Tailgating is going to be allowed here at Lincoln Financial Field for the upcoming World Cup matches. Y'all can pull that stuff in New York and New Jersey. You ain't pulling it here. So my thing about this is I get controlling some situations, trying to rake the New York, New Jersey fan over the coals, trying to make him spend $100, $150 just to freaking travel to go to the game is beyond sickening price gouging thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. But the fact that you are so culturally blind that you don't get how tailgating is going to help your soccer brand, is going to endear you to the local fans. Isn't that the same thing that fans that love international?
Yes, fans love anything. Fans that love anything.
When they go, go ahead, Ben.
No. Fans that love anything, Steve. Think about this. Hold on. Steven, you're on your way to an Eagles game. Just say it's traffic. I don't know how traffic is in Philly. It's probably crazy because it's crazy in big cities. And you finally park, walking through the tailgate. What's up, Steven? It's almost like they help you forget about, man, I'm a little late. Because they, Fly Eagles fly. Why would you not? You don't want to have tailgating for the World Cup? Y'all had a meeting about this and agreed to this, but you're going to charge me $100 to get on the subway? You have lost your effing mind. You are out of your mind. I got to get on in most cities, man, I can get the month pass. So my month pass don't work now? Well, you got to get something different now. So is there going to be a World Cup subway? No. The only World Cup subway that should be at Subway. And that shouldn't be but $6. I'm just saying, we are tripping. Like, dude, listen, if you want to see something messed up, send it to New York, send it to New Jersey. So you're going to have a stadium with a tarp on it that says New York Giants Stadium. That's what you're going to do? You think people coming for the World Cup are stupid? You don't think they know us in New Jersey? What the man? Come on!
Listen, I don't know why New York ever agreed to any of those stipulations, because man, you're some fools. And here's the other thing: like Craig Carton said it on his podcast, and I was pissing myself laughing. He's like, "I'm a married man, but if I seen them Brazilian or Argentina soccer fans running around with their little pasties of their countries on, I might get myself in some trouble." Like, listen, those are the environments that you have at a tailgate, and is what get people involved and excited for your event. When you're trying to cut off your hand to spite your face,
the culture
want a certain way.
Yeah.
Man. Like, I mean, that is probably the stupidest thing. And bravo for Philadelphia actually having a backbone and sitting there.
I'm just saying. Listen, bro,
I don't know why New York, New Jersey ever agreed to those terms. I'm not letting you cover the name of my stadium. Get out of here.
Listen, the Fan in the End is sponsored by Fight Wax. It's also sponsored by the Common Sense Committee. We have to make another. What are we doing? Like, New York.
Clip that.
Y'all, I mean, we are sponsored by the Common Sense Committee. That's what we doing. What are we doing? Once again, me and Steven, we didn't get a chance to make it to New York. When they're having this, they're like, we're not on the table next. No tailgating. Nope. Why would you agree to that? Yeah. Do you let Syracuse tailgate? Yeah. What about Columbia University? Yeah. What about Temple University? What about so you're gonna let colleges, NFL teams tailgate? Yeah. You're gonna let people that do I don't know, like monster trucks when they tear up the stadium, and you're gonna let people that come and do all these events tailgate? Yeah. You're not gonna let World Cup fans tailgate. That's like saying, hey, man, what's on your bucket list? Oh, Philadelphia, what are you going to eat? Oh, a hamburger. No, you're going to eat a Philly cheesesteak. Like, what? No.
The only other acceptable answer is a soft pretzel. That's the only other acceptable answer.
Listen, the reason why we are the Common Sense Committee, because common sense is the most uncommon thing there is. It is not common at all, because you got people that made it to the big leagues. We got the World Cup coming to America, coming to New York, right? No tailgate. But you can bring us stupidest thing.
Now I'm going to absolutely torture Ben. I came across this list of tight ends, right? Uh-oh. And you're going to have to pick one, right?
No!
You have to cut one of them forever, right?
Forever?
You have to pick one to lead this group. It's got your boy Penn Coates on there, Kellen Winslow, Shannon Sharp, and Ozzie Newsome. I know you love Ben. You love Ben, but those are three impossible names to take out of there. There's only one player off that list that you basically have to delete from history. Is it going to be Shannon Sharp? Is it going to be Ozzie Newsome? Is it going to be Kellen Winslow? Or are you going to get rid of Ben Coates?
Jesus. All right. My favorite tight end of all time is Shannon Sharp. He's my favorite of all time. That doesn't mean he's the greatest of all time, but he's my favorite.
And he's like, so long, Ben Coates.
Ozzie Newsome, man. Ozzie Newsome, what he meant to the tight end position at Alabama, what he meant to tight end position with, Cleveland Browns, what he's meant in the front office of the Ravens. Kellen Winslow Sr., him and Nick Fouts and those guys, man, blocking field goals or whatever. It's gonna be Ben Coates. That's not easy for me to say because Ben Coates was a hell of a player. But Kellen Winslow Hall of Fame. I think Isaac Newsom Hall of Famer. Shannon Sharp Devin Hall of Fame. I don't know if I don't think Ben Coates Hall of Famer.
I just had to make you squirm for a minute, Ben, because I know morally.
Yeah, I don't. When it comes to lists, I want to have E, all of the above. I don't want to pick. I don't want to take nobody out. But I will go with Ben Coates only because of who his company is. Ben, you already know I like him big time.
Yeah, I mean, it literally was that. As soon as I saw that Ben was on there, knowing the conversations I've already had with Ben, and
that was a great point. Ben Coates,
I was like, oh, I gotta make Ben squirm for at least 5 minutes.
Real tough.
Now, last one before we wrap this one up there, I came across this one, and I just wanted to pull this one out. So we're in the day and age where everyone's got a shoe. Everyone's got a style of shoe. Everyone's got a brand of shoe, right? Right? We got, LeBron's, Kobe's, Michael Jordan's, to the fact that even Michael Jordan's isn't even just Michael Jordan's anymore. It's like the Jumpman brand.
Yep.
So, Shaq had shoes. AI had shoes.
Yep.
Right? So, that being said, do you feel the market is kind of drowned itself and none of them sticks out anymore like they used to? Because before, you only had less than a handful of athletes that had their own shoes.
Yeah.
Now we could probably name 20. Right?
It's still Jordan. Jordan is still, because Jordan is the one shoe, right, that paved the way for everybody you see. Jordan wasn't before Magic and Bird, but that's when you were trying to do the two coasts. Jordan kind of brought the country together because it's Midwest. Love LeBron, love like KD and all these different guys. But Jordan has his own section. Like a lot of these guys, they're with Nike, Puma, Adidas. Jordan is Nike. LeBron is right there. It ain't Jordan. Jordan didn't even have.
But here's the thing, though. Do you feel it's an oversaturated market now, and that's why some of these other players don't stand out like they did, 20, 30 years ago?
Yes, but it's also because of Jordan too, though. Because here's the thing, right, Steve. You walk into a Dick's, you walk into an Academy, you walk into a Foot Locker. If they don't put the player's picture over their shoe, you don't know it's theirs. They don't have to do that with Jordan. You notice with Jordan, they don't have to put, you go, them new Jordans right there. And people don't understand how synonymous that Jumpman logo is. I don't know. LeBron doesn't have a logo you see what I'm saying? Kobe got a nice logo. What I'm saying is everybody got to have a guy that took it to. Jordan didn't have his first deal. That was like I said, that was Bird and that was Magic. Jordan took it to another level because Jordan said, hey man, I know I'm with Nike, but I'm Jordan. Like y'all went to the Jumpman logo, but Jordan is everywhere though. Jordan's in football, basketball, NASCAR, tennis. LeBron is basketball. That's it. Steph is basketball, and Steph had them orthopedic looking shoes with freaking Under Armour. I don't even know who wore those. I don't even know who wore them things. But what I'm saying is, Jordan is saying, no, my brand is international. I cross all sports. Most of these basketball players, they only basketball. You see, I'm sorry, who is Jalen with? Jumpman. He's with Team Jordan. So what I'm saying is Jordan is saying, I'm a brand that makes shoes. These guys just have a shoe. And I think that's the biggest difference. So, yeah, I don't know what Giannis's look like. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what Lucas looked like. I couldn't tell you what I know Ant-Man is with Adidas. I think that James Harden is with Adidas. I think that Steph is on the free market right now. I don't know who Dwayne Wade is with. I don't know who Kyrie is with, right? It's all these guys, right? Jordan, right? And the only reason why they don't wear Jordans is because they got a brand deal. You don't think Ant-Man want to be with? So I'm not mad at the guys who got their own shoe. Jordan been out so long. Jordan didn't even have lows. They just got lows. Now he had mids. And here's the real kicker. Jordan still look better than all they shoes. His still look better than all the. He don't got to do the neon greens and the funky colors. He don't got to do none of that. Put out the ones that came out of '89.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is why I think that they don't stand out either. Like you already said, like unless you got the picture over, they don't know like whose shoe it is. They don't even put the care and wherewithal into them to make it stand out to sit there and say it. Like the only other person that I could sit there and say that did that was Allen Iverson.
Yep.
He had a specific style that his shoe looked like.
Yep. The answer is such a that's what it's look, here's the thing, right? A lot of these shoes are gonna be shoes, they're not iconic. Jordan is iconic. The answer is iconic. These are iconic shoes. Grant Hill had Feli. You know what I'm saying? I remember Sean Kemp had Reebok. Shaq had Reebok. Jordan, most guys don't want to sign with Team Jordan because people are gonna be like, what is that? Because it don't look like. I think Zion Williamson signed with Jumpman. No one cares. I don't wear Zions. I don't wear Luka signed with Team Jordan. Don't wear those. Right? So I'm just saying, I mean, it's a lot of what are those, even though you got you a shoe. It's not that with Jordan. And because Jordan is saying, hey man, we're just taking what we did in '85 and we're doing it in 2026. That's crazy. Yep. That's crazy. 41 years later, I'm still so hey man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jordan just won $1 billion from NASCAR. And he won Daytona 500. Jordan is up, winning. And I don't never see Jordan wear Jordans. I don't never see him in them unless he got a camp or something. So hey man, Team Jump, man. You wanna sponsor the fan in the end?
Let's do it.
We you know what I'm saying? We can get our own Team Jump, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't, and listen, you can put our face up in dicks. I mean, Steve take his son and they like, Daddy, that's you? Like, yeah. You know, that's you right there. You know what I'm saying? Let's rock. Let's do it. Let's get the endorsement going. Let's get it.
As we close this one out, brother, I've typically throw it over to you. Final thoughts, anything you got going on, anything you want to share with the people, the time is yours, brother.
Man, keep being a great son, man. I know what you do for your mom, Steven, man. I mean, we all my parents are always talking about, when we get much older, man, you think you think you will take care of us? I said, Mama, what you think I'm gonna do? Do I look crazy? I'm gonna just put y'all in the part of the house that y'all got y'all own little section, TV, kitchen, everything. Cause y'all gonna get on my nerves. So just want to say, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Tell Mom Dukes I said hello.
Will do, brother. Another fun episode of The Fan in the End in the books. I'm Steve. That's Ben. We will catch you guys next Wednesday. Peace out, my friends. Have a good one.